Assalamualaikum semua. Welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, this is Untitled Chapter. We made a lot of DIY videos, and if you are into those kind of videos, press subscribe. Hari ni saya teman kakak pergi cucuk vaksin. So ada masa terluang ni, bolehlah kita record video sikit. For today's video, I'm gonna show you how I make over this old chair. Kursi ni dah lama dah, more than 10 years. Yeah, I don't know why my parents bought it in this colour. Tapi dah rosak, ada koyak. I don't know why some part dia ada macam tumpuk-tumpuk. Maybe macam kulat, leather punya kulat. Tak tahulah. So I'm thinking that I can save it somehow. So this is how I do it. First, I bought this otter leather color, environmental friendly water-based liquid color. I bought it in Shopee. I'll give the link down below. Lepas tu ada lagi satu leather filler. Leather filler ni dia guna untuk fill, ada terkopak ke apa, kita boleh fillkan pakai leather filler ni lah. The funny thing is, I want to redo a whole sofa. Tapi bila benda ni arrive, it is very small. 150ml je. So I'm on a mission untuk make sure this small bottle can cover that whole sofa. So kita tengoklah saya berjaya ke tak ataupun kena beli lagi satu. So before we start, untuk siapa-siapa yang belum subscribe tu, boleh tekan subscribe sekarang. Also share and like if you like it. So in this video, I will share with you some tips to make it easier for you to paint your sofa. Yeah, let's check it out.
This sofa is not in a good shape. Yang ni maybe kena some sort of stain, dia jadi kuning. Bahagian ni pula jadi macam tumpuk-tumpuk, macam kulat macam tu. Bahagian belakang dia pun ada kesan worn off sampai berlubang ni. Kerusi ni ada banyak sangat koyak, and ada 3 koyak besar yang macam ni. Yang tadi tu first, yang ni second, and yang ni pula yang third. Inilah yang koyak paling besar. Kita start dengan bersihkan dia dulu. Here, I'm using kitchen sponge and some soap. Actually, tak perlu sental beria pun. Cukup sekadar lap dengan kain basah. Just to make sure there's no dust and oily part that could affect our leather painting after this. Next, we're gonna patch up the torn part. At first, I was thinking of sewing it, tapi tak naklah nanti bekas jahitan tu nampak kan. So, I'm trying to patch it from the inside. I think I'm gonna glue it to some sort of base, then apply filler on it. I have this extra cloth from my previous project to use it as a base. I'll put the link of that project video in the description below so that you can check it out after this. Make sure kita potong kain tu lebih besar daripada bahagian yang koyak. I'm gonna fold it in half to make it sturdier. Next, insert cloth inside the hole, and I'm using scissors to help me with this. Masukkan jari untuk ratakan and rasa kat dalam tu. Make sure kain tu tak overlap or berkedut kat dalam tu. Next, I'm using uhu glue to make sure the cloth stick to the leather. Try to put the glue as far in as possible untuk make sure kain tu tak gerak je. Sebab bahagian lain tu nanti kita akan isi dengan leather filler. Wipe off the excess glue. Yang ni penting, takut nanti lepas cat dia terkupas. Tekan-tekan sikit, make sure dia lekat dengan rata. Saya ulang ni untuk lagi 2 lubang lain. Again, saya tunjuk gam dekat bahagian dalam keliling ni ya, bukan dekat-dekat dengan tempat koyak. So, kita masukkan dalam-dalam. Lepas saya buat ni, baru terfikir untuk nak research tengok macam mana orang lain buat. Rupanya, leather filler ni dah cukup kuat dah lekat dia. So, tak perlu pakai gam pun tak apa. Next, I wait 10 minutes for the glue to fully cure. Okay, sekarang kita gunakan filler ni. Warna dia putih ya, so senanglah kita nak colourkan sofa ni nanti. The instruction asks to use putty knife to spread, but I'm using this smaller wooden stick because I think it's easier to control. Now, fill up the gap with leather filler. Try to spread it evenly and make sure there's no air pocket. Okay, tengok dah rata macam tu kan. Kat bahagian hujung-hujung koyak ni, kita tekan sikit dia ke dalam. We do this to make sure that the edge of the torn part doesn't create unwanted bump to our couch. You can do this several layers, meaning that you wait for it to dry, then apply the filler again. Do this until you are satisfied with the look. Okay, ulang benda yang sama dekat semua bahagian yang koyak. Also, letakkan filler ni dekat semua bahagian yang terkupas. Okay, here I want to tell you that using wood to spread this isn't really a good idea because it sticks to the wood. So, it kinda hard to work with. Next, I'm using 600 grit sandpaper to smooth the rough area out. Just rub it lightly, tak payah tekan pun. Kerusi ni ada banyak bahagian yang kulit terkupas tepi-tepi macam ni. Saya ingat mula-mula kena letak filler, habis semua tempat saya letak filler. Tapi tak perlu pun, kita laskan guna kertas pasir ni je. Last before we paint, wipe all the dust off. Okay, now the last part, painting. My local hardware suggested using sponge, so we'll try two methods. First, we're going to use brush and then we use sponge. Okay, colour dia much lighter than I expected, but I like it anyway. Cuma colour dia cepat kering. Maybe sebab saya cicah sikit-sikit sebab takut habis kan. Lepas tu, bila berus tempat yang almost kering tu, dia akan tukar jadi warna kelabu muda sikit. So, susah nak dapatkan warna yang sekata. Mungkin kalau tak perlu jimat cat, tak jadi macam ni kot. Now, I'm applying the second layer. Nampak kan? Jelas. Warna dia jadi tak sekata. I don't know how to fix this with a brush except to use a lot of paint. Tapi nanti paint dia akan jadi tebal lah, which is not good. Okay, now I will try the sponge. I find it's easier to spread if I pour the paint directly on sofa. Okay, so by using sponge, it's definitely easier to spread the paint, especially for a larger area like this. But it spreads so thinly that you need to do multiple layers to cover up the orange color sofa underneath. But this is also because I use a little amount of paint at a time. I think if you use decent amount of paint, it will be more opaque. And you don't have to do as much layer as I did. But actually, it is best to do multiple thin layer rather than one or two thick layer. It's even written on the paint bottle. Sebab bila paint tu tebal, dia lagi senang crack or terkupas. Okay, this is the look after the first layer is done. I end up using sponge all the way. I'm using a smaller brush on the smaller detail. Moving on to paint the second layer. This time, I'm trying using a cloth. Yes, I would say it's easier because you can easily get into all the cracks of the leather texture. But your finger will hurt a bit, especially when you're doing on such a large area. It will definitely help if you do one section at a time. Before doing the third layer, find all the spots that you have missed and make sure you paint them. Again, I'm using a smaller brush to work on gaps and hard to reach part. For some part, I directly apply paint on my plastic glove that I'm wearing and smudge the paint using fingers. Some part looks patchy like this, so I added a fourth layer. So that's it, all done.
So, macam mana? Korang rasa cantik tak? Which one do you like better? Before or after? Yeah, I think this grey colour suits the house more. I really like it. And I can assure you, everyone in the house love the after colour. I managed to use this small bottle for the whole chair. It is manageable, tapi it's quite hard and time consuming lah for me, I think. Sebab dia kena buat nipis-nipis, dia kena buat sikit-sikit kan. So, kena berjimat lah. Well, I never use other leather colour, so I don't have anything to compare it with. But I think this brand works great. Cuma dia macam cair sikit, dia tak berapa pigment. Also, the filler tu, dia guna sikit je. If there's any seller selling a small pack, then you can buy that one. Dah cucuk dah. Okay tak?
Tak.
So, if you like this video, press like, and if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, press subscribe and also the bell button so that you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. Okay, that's all for today. See you in my next video. Bye. Assalamualaikum.